Teaching the curriculum through literature. Today's presentation dives into the realm of children's literature and how it can be utilised to teach different language features which correlate to specific content descriptors from the Australian curriculum. Using examples from two different pieces of children's literature, specific teaching strategies will be articulated regarding how they will be beneficial in teaching the chosen language feature and how they interlink with different phases of the 4 resources model and queuing systems. Luke and Freebody originally developed the 4 resources model, which encapsulates the practices and resources we take part in when engaging in reading and writing. These practices and resources allow us to break codes within different visual and written language, make meaning of words and visual text, apply related knowledge and skills when reading and creating text for social purposes, and lastly, identifying and analyzing the bias, values, and views of the author and how they position you as the reader. Engaging in these practices in conjunction with different queuing systems allows communication to be possible whilst understanding the complexity of creating meaning through language. The different queuing systems focused on in this presentation are the graphophonic or the sound letter system, the syntactic or the structural system, and the semantic or the meaning system. The first book, A Ticket Around the World, is a piece of children's informative literature written by co-authors Natalia Diaz and Melissa Owens. This picture book follows an unnamed 13-year-old boy who takes readers on a world tour visiting multiple different countries. A combination of visual and written text is included in the book to create meaning and perspective around the differing cultures of each country. Certain language features that correlate to content descriptors from the Grade 4 Australian curriculum can be taught from this piece of literature, ultimately dictating the desired learning outcomes. The language feature, nonsense words, are classified as playful, pretend words which have no meaning. Teachers utilize this language feature to assess students' phonetic decoding ability, as nonsense words are pronounceable and follow normal phonetic rules but carry no definition. This language feature is evident in the Year 4 Australian curriculum under the following 2 content descriptors: understand, interpret, and experiment with a range of devices and deliberate wordplay in poetry and other literary texts, for example, nonsense words. And understand how to use phonic knowledge to read and write multisyllabic words with more complex letter combinations, including a variety of vowel sounds and known prefixes and suffixes. The teaching strategy employed to teach nonsense words is called the Burgess summary, which has links to code breaking and meaning making and ties in with semantics and graphophonic queuing systems. The Burgess summary requires keywords from an appropriate text being replaced with nonsense words. The original words are then placed onto a word list. Students read the text aloud and must use their comprehension skills to locate the nonsense words and decide which word from the word list should replace the nonsense word. The following examples are pulled straight from the text, where the highlighted words are to be replaced with nonsense words that the students create. Students must then use their ability to make meaning from the sentences to then identify which word is the nonsense word. Once this has been completed, students utilize semantics and graphophonic queuing systems to then identify the correct words from the word list and slot them into the correct sentences. The following information is from the Australian Curriculum Grade 4 English Achievement Standard. The sections highlighted in yellow are the parts of the achievement standard in which the students will be adhering to by successfully learning the specific language feature via the Burgess summary. By learning this language feature, the students will be ticking off those content descriptors which can be seen through this achievement standard. Technical vocabulary is a language feature which refers to the specialized vocabulary or technical words which are abstract, content specific, and unique. This feature's curriculum link falls specifically under the Year 4 English content descriptor. Understand how to use knowledge of letter patterns, including double letters, spelling generalizations, morphemic word families, common prefixes and suffixes, and word origins to spell more complex words. Technical vocabulary will be taught to achieve this section of the curriculum through the use of a specific teaching strategy. The teaching strategy employed to teach technical vocabulary is called word walls, which has links to code breaking and graphophonic queuing systems. Word walls are constructed by both teachers and students to display technical words which children commonly encounter in their readings and are frequently misspelled. These words are usually content related and of an advanced nature. The following words are examples of text which have been taken straight from the literature. They are categorized into groups with the same first letter of the word. These words can be displayed around the room or individually by students to continually look over and learn. These words can also be incorporated into activities such as spelling tests for students to constantly be learning and rewriting. This type of strategy ties in with the graphophonic cueing system, as students can practice the sounds in which the different letters make and break the codes around this. The following highlighted sections are the part of the Grade 4 Achievement Standard in which teaching this language feature will cover. Students will demonstrate understanding of grammar and unfamiliar vocabulary through completing individualized word walls, whilst also demonstrating accurate spelling and editing through the completion of spelling tests. The second piece of literature that we're going to look at today is an Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander piece called Sorry Day. Through past and present discourses, this story explores two historical events and their time frames from the stolen generation. These two events constantly intertwine throughout the entirety of the story, exposing readers to past and present Indigenous cultures. The first historical event outlined in the story is the day Prime Minister of Australia, Kevin Rudd, acknowledged the atrocities committed against the families of the stolen generation by formally saying sorry. The second event is from the perspective of the children being abducted from their families by white men during the stolen generation. This piece of powerful literature will be used to teach language features which are specific to content descriptors from within the Grade 6 Australian curriculum. The language feature, evaluative language, is classified as a motive language which judges the worth of something. The language used can either be positive or negative, which allows the writer to express feelings, opinions, make judgments, and assess the quality of something. This language feature is evident in the Year 6 language strand under the content descriptor. Investigate how vocabulary choices, including evaluative language, can express shades of meaning, feeling, and opinion. The teaching strategy, Double Entry Journal, has links to text analysis as a reader and incorporates semantics as students are required to make meaning from the text. This strategy will teach evaluative language as students are to produce reflections on different passages from the literature. To conduct this strategy, students divide their pages into two columns, labeling the left column quotes or text and the right one reflections. Students find quotes from the text and record them in the left column, and then record reflections in the right column. These reflections can consist on how they might feel about the text, how they connect to the quotes, how they might react to it, or questions that they might have, or why they think it is important. The following examples have been pulled straight from the text and are quotes in which can be used for this double entry journal. The first quote allows students to write a reflection which uses emotive language, as the quote itself evokes emotion. The double entry journal is an effective teaching strategy to use when teaching the language feature evaluative language, as it promotes completion of multiple sections of the Grade 6 English Achievement Standard. And this can be seen through the multiple different sections which are highlighted in yellow. By conducting this teaching strategy, students will fluently read texts that include varied sentence structures and unfamiliar vocabulary, and they will also be able to demonstrate their understanding of grammar and vocabulary, and also use accurate spelling and punctuation, and being able to edit their work through completing these journals. The language feature, sentence structure, refers to how words are arranged and structured in a sentence. The structure of a sentence depends on the purpose of the text and the language in which is being used. Sentence structure links to the Year 6 English curriculum through the content descriptor. Investigate how complex sentences can be used in a variety of ways to elaborate, extend, and explain ideas. The teaching strategy, closed procedure, is used to gauge students' understanding of cueing systems. Students read through passages of text from literature where specific words have been deleted. Students provided the list of meaning words and utilized their knowledge of syntax and semantics to add the missing words back into the passage. This strategy is beneficial for assessing sentence level comprehension and links to code breaking. The following pieces of text are quotes pulled straight from the literature, where the highlighted words are the words that are to be removed from the sentences. These words will then be put in a word list where the students can then decide on which ones fit in the right sentences. The highlighted sections on this slide represent the aspects of the achievement standard from the Grade 6 curriculum in which the students will be able to adhere to after completing this language feature through this teaching strategy and ticking off the specific content descriptors as mentioned earlier. In conclusion, children's literature can be a useful resource to create authentic learning environments for students to engage with and learn the English curriculum. A Ticket Around the World and Sorry Day are both informative pieces of literature which open up different avenues when teaching a variety of language features. Thank you for listening.